everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of Not Now Mom. I'm gaming. My name is Kay, and I will be your host for this episode, which is going to be a not safe for work theme. So I hope you're pretty excited about that. And if not, I apologize. Maybe the next game I talk about will be safe for work. Who knows with what I play though, and how long it actually takes me to write these things out. Most not safe for work games are pretty short compared to a lot of the safe for work games out there. One of those games I've been playing is Banishers, Ghost of New Eden. I really like that game. It's been a whole lot of fun so far. I've been writing some guides for it on my website, along with my time at Sandrock guides. I'm trying to do a 100% of that game while recording it for a future podcast episode. Oh my god, it's going to be so long. So long. I hope everybody's been doing good since our last podcast episode. That one was of a demo that I played. I kind of want to do more demos, but also gameplay can change after a demo is released, so it's like, do I want to make people think like this is going to be a thing when it's probably not going to be a thing after the game is released? Like, they could change core aspects of it. I don't know though, because demos are fun, and then the game releases can also be fun, if somewhat different. The full episode for Succubus is Making Lunch will be available on Spotify, of course, but the video version will be fully available for supporters, as YouTube does not enjoy the not safe for work portion of games. Not my fault, it's theirs. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, so I played the previous Succubus game to this one, which was called Succubus Girl Story, so I thought I knew what I was getting into. With that being said, they're normally pretty simple puzzle games, where you either have to rotate pieces to place them into their specific slot, or just find the appropriate piece and place it where it needs to go. Most of these games drive a point home that it's all about the not safe for work portion you're going to get out of it, and don't bother too much with productive gameplay. Succubus is Making Lunch, however, decided to go a completely different route and become something of a botched cooking simulator. I mean, I get the title. It goes along with the theme. But we're honestly not just making lunch in this game, we're making full-on burgers for customers in a restaurant. I don't care how fat you are, you're not making lunch for yourself that involves 20 burgers, some stacked 5 feet in height. Let's get to the actual gameplay though, because this game stressed me the fuck out. Before anything happens, you're taken to a screen with snippets of scenes of the succubus in the kitchen. They're all safe for work right now, up to the 6th one. The not safe for work scenes start on the 7th, I think, and if you're wondering how to change the screen to get to them, there are really tiny arrows at the top that you can click on to either go to the scenes on the right or return to the left. Like, super tiny arrows, as if they didn't want you to know where they were. Once you click on one of the images, you're taken to a cooking table with ingredients all around you, 2 frying pans, and 4 different post-its with burger images on the top left. You can click one to bring it into view on the right. They start off pretty simple, just a small-sized burger with a handful of ingredients that you either cook or not. I won't name off all the ingredients you have spread out before you because I'm no cook and I don't know what some of the stuff is, as bad as that sounds. Like, I know what a lot of it is, obviously, but I either don't know the name or what it is based on the drawing of it. Just know that there are 20 different ingredients to use, including top and bottom of the hamburger buns. When you check out the post-its, there are only 4 to choose from, but as you complete them, more will appear, becoming a larger burger each and every time until you're able to make the largest burger there is for the scene you're trying to get to. I think the magic number of burgers to create is 13 before you can get to the scene. And remember that the first 6 scenes are safe for work. In order to see the not safe for work scenes, you'll need to download the 18 plus DLC from the Steam store. For those of you not counting, that's 78 burgers you'll be needing to make to get to the first not safe for work scene if you're going through them in order for all the achievements. So here's the thing. I'm fine to Danny with doing all those burgers to get to the scenes because I liked the artwork of the safe for work scenes and of course the whole not safe for work animations and such. But they botched the whole cooking scenario so much it gave me a migraine to get through to the end. Just because I was so stressed and aggravated by everything that was going on. First off, you can't drag an item onto the sandwich. You have to right-click it. Which, given all the problems with the cooking portion, that's fine, because if you dragged it over the plate area in order to reach the frying pans, it would have probably placed it down, adding another middle finger to this portion of the gameplay. Second, and this one's my fault, if you mess up, you have to press the middle mouse button in order to get rid of what's in the frying pans, or to completely restart your burger. No, you can't take off the last piece you placed. You have to destroy the whole thing and start over, even if you're one away from completing the meal. Anyway, I changed my mouse settings so my middle mouse button didn't work to clear anything. Instead, I had to stack the meals so high that it went beyond the screen, and after that, it would all disappear and reset. Needless to say, I messed up a lot, and had to stack the burgers sky high a lot in turn. Third, I'll admit the oops moments were all me, but the game does something that really ticked me off, and that's doubling an item randomly. I thought it was my mouse double clicking because I had one that did that before and it was going to drive me at the wall with this game. Again, it would have been on me, not the game. But then I realized it doubled an item after I took out the frying pan, and there's no way my mouse would have done that because you can't place 2 things in one pan. Which meant it was the game itself fucking with me and making me clear the plate over and over again. Fourth, when you place an egg into the frying pan, it isn't automatically cooked as you would think. When you first place it on the pan, it's something of a ghost egg, meaning it's transparent before it becomes an over easy egg, I guess. When you come across one of these ghost eggs on a sandwich, it's really difficult to tell if it's a normal egg or a transparent one sometimes, which might cause you to screw up your burger. Fifth, and it wasn't too much of a problem for me, but I know that people who can't see the contrast between colors very well might have problems with the mustard and mayonnaise colorations. There were times where I had to pause and really think about what color it was because they're just too close in colors sometimes, and it's annoying as all hell. And those are all the ways the game can really screw you over in the cooking portion. Which is absolute garbage when you're trying to get through 70 plus burgers, so insanely tall, and have to restart your burgers just to get a static image that's safe for work. Or even to get the animated not safe for work scenes. Like I'd stated, they were good, but they didn't make the gameplay any better. The soundtrack didn't help either, because it was just some droning music that I didn't hate, but it was putting me to sleep since the gameplay was lackluster and I really wasn't trying at some point. Like, I had my chin in my hand, and I was just clicking things. Like, please get me through this game. Why am I such an achievement whore? As far as the achievements go, you can get all yummy achievements by placing every type of food onto the plate. By this I mean the raw ingredient, all the cooked portions, and the burnt portions. After you placed every food type on the plate, you should have all of these achievements. Aside from those, there are boss achievements, which are accomplished by creating the largest burger of the scene, which will have a yellow-green background and extends so far down that it covers up the top frying pan. Finally, we've got the level achievements, gained by completing all the burgers in the scene and revealing that particular scene. In the first scene, we've got our busty succubus standing over a pot that's overflowing with fire while we've just walked into the kitchen to say hi and are now flabbergasted that there's an active volcano coming from one of our cooking pots. In the second scene, our succubus is in a kimono and creating some sushi rolls. However, she's got a live fish to put in the rice instead of one that's not alive and prepared to eat. Plus there's another fish in a bowl behind her watching its friend about to die. I'm in total agreement with her startled face in this scene, but only because I'm not a fan of fish in my sushi rolls. Maybe that makes them non-legit, but they're just so slimy and lacking flavor. Give me a volcano roll any day. In the third scene, the succubus has moved on from trying to make food to just ordering delivery for pizza and being a hot mess while devouring it. Literally a hot mess, mind you. She's covered in that cheesy pizza, and you know that shit would burn the hell out of anyone not from hell. And she's making a mess on her bed that we don't even want saved for later. In the fourth scene, I think she tried her hand at making some pizza herself, and it just ended terribly. There's flour all over the place, including the screen. The mixing bowl has somehow ended up on her head. There's a broken egg on the floor, as well as a frying pan. She didn't even get to the cooking part of the food making. Was she using a blender and had it too high of a speed and it's just flowing everything around her? Honestly, that'd be something I'd do. Just turn the blender to its highest setting and watch everything fly. Then again, I grew up playing with sky dancers and became used to ducking out of the way of flying objects. I think they were banned because, like, they actually hurt kids. I don't really know what's up with that fifth scene, since she's got a spoonful of something that looks suspiciously like butter that she's trying to get us to eat. Listen, I'm all for butter on muffins, but I'm not going to be like the dog I had and eat it by itself. Talk about smooth sailing in the bathroom when your tummy gets the rumblies. The sixth scene makes it look like she's about to get us drunk with a whole bottle of whiskey and show us a good time with that skimpy, skin-tight outfit she's wearing. Not that it's revealing or anything, but she's bent over the bottle and giving those dilated doe eyes. This is the last of the safe work scenes, by the way. After this one, we get to the not safe for work scenes, which once again can only be attained by downloading the 18+ DLC. The next scenes you'll come across take place in the same locations as the safer work scenes in the same order. This is also the point where the video will stop for the YouTube version of the podcast. So I apologize to you all out there. I know you're probably really biting your lip to see more, but I can't help you. And that ends the game. At that point, you got everything you wanted, right? It wasn't a bad game. Well, it was a bad game. I just lied. I don't know why I lied. As soon as I said that, I'm like, I'm such a liar. It was a terrible game. The artwork was good. The animations were good. Everything else, oh, just throw it all in a blender and pour it into the garbage disposal where it belongs. Hopefully the next game that I write about, that I do a podcast about, won't be as disastrous as this one. But I don't know. I picked the interesting games. I'm not one to go with the norm. I played Kokono Kokoro, and if you don't know what that is, it's a romance with a grasshopper girl. Pretty funny. I had a good time streaming it, but yeah. That will end this episode, you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And don't get in too much trouble when you say, "Not now, Mom. I'm gaming."